2026 Ford Mustang Mach E, dual motor, big battery, premium, panoramic, sport appearance package. That's the other thing. In eruption green. God, I love this color. On a sunny day, it is fantastic. So that's the first quote to start the review, and it's part of the reason I bought the car. I just think it's a beautiful color, and it's a real treat for the eyes in bright sunlight. On a cloudy day, meh, it's just comes off as green. But on a day like this, so much razzle dazzle. It's just got a lot of character. Previously noticed I ruined the paint in an attempt to debadge, take the pony off, and then I found out the pony has 2 holes behind it anyway. So that was a futile effort and damage for no good reason. Decent size hatch. You can actually, there's 2 positions you can have the floor in. It could be above those blocks. Now it's below them for a little bit more clearance. Our recycling tubs fit better this way. 60-40 split on the fold down. I wish it had the hands-free activation of the hatch. I think you could get them where you just waggle a foot underneath them. Ford had a program for like $2,000 worth of parts and labor for free on a level 2 charger, so I took advantage of that. Loving that. And it's a game changer. I mean, it's nice to basically never have to pay to charge unless we take a road trip. Got about 245 miles of range the way I drive. Our terrain, the hills take their toll, kind of. No conventional door handles, just got these little push buttons right here, and then a pull handle. One of the things, the doors close nice and soft. They do not need a slam. You just basically close them. There's no mechanism. They don't have pull close, but this particular one is equipped with a keyless entry keypad, a Ford feature for years and years. This one's fully electronic. It doesn't have physical buttons like the old ones did. Reasonable amount of room in the back seat. I can sit in it. I'm 6'1" with a long torso. I can sit in it essentially behind myself. Part of the sport appearance package is the red stitching on the GT-like interior. You can see the height of the battery pack there. Basically, the body's that much taller off the chassis because of it. The Bang & Olufsen sound system and a lot of dog hair. Pretty good sound system for OEM. Not great, not perfect, but it has us satisfied for now. I'm not looking to replace it or improve it anytime soon. Power passenger seat, including height adjustment, which is nice. The 4Runner doesn't have height adjustment on its passenger seat. You can see you got the big tablet there. Thanks a lot, Tesla. Everybody has to have that now. Isn't that great? Good interior storage. One under the armrest, little binnacles there, cup holders, tray with a built-in charger for the phone, another tray underneath, door map pockets. You know, basically what you need. Dual motor, 500 foot-pounds of torque, 0 to 60 in about 4 seconds. Those of you who are regular viewers of the Bucky world on YouTube have seen that. The frunk is a little bit controversial. The earlier Mach-E's, 2021 through 5, had a really ample frunk with drainage. You could put your ice in there and treat it as a cooler. You could fit real things in there. When the car gained a heat pump in 2025, that was great for cold weather range and bad for frunk capacity. They took frunk space for it. But it's still cool. It's still nice to have a place to throw things. I would offer that if you're transporting anything that is of questionable legality, that you've got a secure place that's not in the passenger compartment of the car. I'm not trying to advocate for a lawless lifestyle. I'm just saying that's a feature that some people might appreciate on this car. The frunk is well sealed, thick rubber gasket, difficult to close. You really got to lay into it. There it is. Again, eruption green. Fake grill. The Mustang GT-like appearance package with the low splitter. Thank goodness it has cameras to help you park the thing. I'm enjoying the car. It's a good family car. It does what I need. It does what I wanted a family car for. I'm very happy with battery electric. We've taken round trips to Talkeetna, to Whittier. No problem. Plenty of range for that sort of stuff. And there are charging stations here in Alaska. The car will navigate you to one if you need it to, thankfully. Mostly just charging at home. One of the things about life here is just about every car trip starts with a warm-up period. Even the warmer weather, we have a 4Runner there, 4-liter V6. The first thing off of our short dead-end street is an 11% grade about a mile long, and I don't like to subject a stone-cold engine to that. I like to warm it up and get everything up to operating temperature. That's a lot of energy to idle up a 4-liter V6 long enough to get the engine and the transmission and everything up to temperature where I can, if I have to, it's a 55-mile-an-hour road. Somebody comes around the corner, I got to give it the gas and hard. And on a 10 below morning, I don't want to do that with a stone cold engine. So with the electric, we only warm it up enough to warm it up for ourselves. We can leave it connected to the house power to do that so it doesn't affect the battery range. We're not warming up an engine because it doesn't need to. There's nothing to warm up. So we just get the car comfortable for ourselves. Then we can take off, attack the hill, regardless of the fact that we're using a different form of energy for our vehicle. We're doing so more efficiently by avoiding all of that warm-up time. 225 series tires, a little bit narrow. They're 245s on the GT and the Rally. I might get some different rims for this eventually, just to butch it up a little bit. I was never a big fan of all black rims, yet here we are. Got Brembos. They're not red, but they're Brembos, at least on the front. Of course, you can barely see them because these aero rims, I drive in one pedal mode, so it's not even that important to have great brakes. Most of my braking is done by regen. I love the efficiency of that. And as the guy who's probably going to have to slap new pads on this and rotors eventually, I love using the regen instead of friction for my braking. Put it back in the battery. I weighed myself on the scales the other day, me in the car. The commercial scales wavered between 5,000 and 5,040 pounds. I'm going to say I'm right around 200 myself. So that puts the car 4850, roughly 4840, somewhere in that range. That's with a full tank of electrons. Panoramic glass roof, can't say enough. It doesn't open, but it's just such a nice feature that gives the car such a open, airy feel. I sat in the back of the car recently, and it was just limousine-like. Very nice watching the clouds roll by and the birds overhead and whatnot. Drive down the Seward Highway towards Girdwood. You can watch the mountain goats frolicking on the mountainside through the panoramic roof. Delightful feature, and again, prevents the car from being claustrophobic and dark. It's a nice, uplifting, positive vibe in the cabin thanks to that panoramic roof. Though I wish, like the Lincolns and the Ford Fusions with a pano, I wish it could open up. Steering is good. I'm really happy with it. I got to find out a little bit more about the steering system because for a modern car, it's not as numb as you might think. Really feels good. Handling is great. All that weight down low from the, if you're going to have the burden of weight, nice to carry it low, nice to work with the law of gravity and not fight it. The handling on highway on-ramps or on Highland Road or Skyline Drive, just fine. For a family car, for a big family car, fine. The acceleration may go without saying, plenty. Again, 500 foot-pounds of torque, somewhere around 385 horsepower equivalent, something like that. 0 to 60 in 4 seconds, 4.1 seconds by my own estimation. It socks you in the gut when you give it the pedal away from a dead stop. All that torque just helps you squirt into a spot in traffic. You don't have to wait for the kick down. Just give it the pedal and it pops into the slot. So very happy with the performance, even though, of course, the GT has like 200 foot-pounds more torque than this, as does the Rally. But we really wanted the additional range. I think the power that we have is more than sufficient, so no real regrets there. One time by myself on a dark stretch of road, I think I hit 1 minute, so That appears to be the probably limited by the choice of tire on this one. My guess would be that a GT with Z-rated tires would probably have a higher top speed. But thanks for checking in at Bucky World.